3 years ago, I bought a bike. But I swear to you, I am not one of those freaky bike people. I never considered using it for transportation. That was just an accident. You know, one night my car was blocked in and I needed to make a liquor run. Who am I to keep a gentleman waiting? But that was completely by accident. And the bike commuting, I can explain that. I work at that university down there. And my parking permit has me parking in Loudoun County. I can either walk to my building or ride a few miles and ride into my building and up the elevator without ever getting off, because it's college and you can get away with shit like that in college. The racing, I can explain that too. What are you gonna do when you're a 50-year-old broad and this 30-year-old gorgeous thing is chatting you up in a bar, and after the second drink he looks over at you and he says, "Can you swim?" And I say, "Baby, for you, I can fly." And through a terrible miscalculation, I ended up without him and on a beach in a swim cap doing a triathlon. The 9 others came because I liked racing better than I liked his brown eyes. But I swear to you, I never intended, not once, to use that bike for transportation, or to commute, or for exercise. I bought that bike to meet men. Because I have 2 sons, and we spend a lot of time at the skate park in the other direction at Wakefield. And that happens to be where there's a magnificent mountain bike trail. And in the afternoons, I would be sitting on the parking lot with my head this far above the dash, watching the mountain bikers come into the parking lot to knock the dirt off of their bikes. And then they'd knock the dirt off of themselves. Indeed, those men would get practically nude in the parking lot. And there were so many of them, and they were so fit. And naturally I thought, God damn, I need a bike. And I was gonna look good on that bike, even if I didn't know how to ride it. But the problem with being in a sport that's dominated by men, in fact, 80% of the people on bikes are men. I know because I looked it up. And ladies, stay out of biking. I saw them first and they're mine. There are not many women to ask for advice on things like what to wear. So there I am in a bike shop talking to Justin, because it's a rule among the local bike shops. They must hire 23-year-old men named Justin. And so I am getting fashion tips from Justin, who thinks getting dressed up is flip-flops with a bottle opener on the bottom. I say, "Justin, I need bike shorts." And he says, "I know." And I say, "How can you tell?" And he says, "From the way you walk." And he was right, but I didn't want to admit that. I had been riding 10 miles in my yoga pants, and guess what? It really does turn purple down there. I don't know what I'm doing, so I ask for Justin's help. After all, he's 23. "Justin, bring me some bike shorts that you think will fit me." Justin comes back and he lays them on the counter, and I lean in and I say, "Justin, which part of my ass do you like better? The right side or the left? Because both sides are not fitting into those shorts at the same time." So we compromise and move on to the shoes. The shoes can best be described as corrective. They are so stiff and ugly, it's Birkenstock hell. It is a negative heel and your toes are 2 inches above them. So between the bike shorts, which have the amount of padding of a sofa cushion the dog's been playing with for years, and the bike shoes that are stiff, I was walking and I looked just like a penguin with a neurological disorder. So far, this is not going well. I am not looking hot. I need a jersey. Justin scampers off, and he comes back with a big grin on his face and a jersey that has so many logos and name brands, none of which I recognize. But from the grin, the evil grin on his face, I am sure that at least one of them is a generic word for Cialis. And I am not going to go up and down the trails, a poster girl for ED medication. Justin, get me something plain and vanilla. And he says, wow, you've got a lot of guts. I should have listened to Justin, but by then I discounted everything he said. I said, just give it to me, we're good. And I signed up for my first group ride because the idea of having 10 men at my captive audience for 2 hours seemed like a damn good idea. But the day of the group ride came and I'm running late because it is only then when I have the white jersey in my hands that I realize I need something underneath that white jersey. A white bra. I have not owned a white bra since I was 12. So I'm looking through the clean bras, the dirty bras, and then the filthy bras. And all I can find, purple, purple, black, green, yellow, and then something that has a little white in it, zebra stripes. I am late, so I don't get to pose dramatically, looking awesome in my new attire. I jump on the bike, and I am the slowest, so I go last. I'm always the slowest, even when I'm not. Because arrayed in front of me were 10 pairs of glorious man-ass. And for 15 minutes, I had the view I'd always wanted, there, and there, and there, and there. Unfortunately, the ride lasted another hour and 45 minutes. Most of that time, I was wishing I would die. Up the hill, and I have tremendous chest pain, and I'm saying to myself, I can't be old enough for chest pain, and then I remember, yes, I am. And then coming downhill is just like being in a roller coaster without a lap bar and no brakes. And I'm terrified, but I don't dare lose sight of these men because I'm all the way to fucking Occoquan and I don't know how to get back by myself. So I'm riding with everything I've got. Riding, and I'm swearing the last 20 minutes, the worst part is thinking I might not die, that I might be suffering and in misery forever. Finally, we're finished. I made it. I made 30 miles, and for a moment, I was just damn proud of myself. I forgot all about those men. And then I got my priorities back. I sat down into the time-honored after-the-ride beer, and I sat there and I had a couple beers, and the men were so attentive and so polite and so interested in what I had to say, so unlike any other time in my life. They were leaning in to get a better look, and I thought, I like you, and I like you, and I like you. Hold on, gentlemen, I'm going to the ladies' room. And I went to the ladies' room, and I opened the door, and I flipped on the light, and I realized I was not alone. It wasn't just me looking back in my reflection. It was me and my 2 zebras. They were excited to see my zebras, and not me. So that is how you do not look cool on a bike. Thank you.